Hello and welcome back to EM Recap, the show where we discuss news that made waves across India's northeast. So let's take a look at some of the important stories from the region that you may have missed. Guess which state we begin this episode with? Of course, Manipur. If you have seen our last episode, you may remember the part where we mentioned that the state saw some respite after the N Biren Singh government announced the restoration of mobile internet after a ban of almost 5 months. But things did not go as expected. Let's take a look at the chain of events that took place the past week. Only hours after the internet ban was lifted, pictures of two students, 20-year-old Phijam Hemanjit and 17-year-old Luwangthoi Linthoingambi Hijam, who have been missing since July 6, surfaced online. Within hours, the pictures went viral, prompting the state government to come up with a statement declaring that the case had already been handed over the Central Bureau of Investigation. The statement also said that two students have been murdered and all efforts are being made to search, identify and nab the perpetrators. Now, N Biren Singh did try to pacify the situation and appealed to the public to exercise restraint. But, of course, that did not work as planned. Protests broke out across the capital and the surrounding districts the same day as thousands of students, including batchmates of Hemanjit and Linthoingambi, demanding justice for the two students. Over the next few days, the state witnessed protests in several locations. Although the N Biren Singh government declared that both the students are dead, there are several questions such as where are the bodies of the two students, where is the vehicle they were using, and whether the government took any measure to find them before the two pictures surfaced online remain unanswered. You can watch this video for more details. The N Biren Singh government also faced a lot of backlash after several students were injured after security forces resorted to using excessive force on the protesters. The government again tried to pacify the situation by saying that they will conduct an inquiry. However, that did little to help the government. The past week also saw Manipur film star Kaiku reaffirming his intention to leave the BJP, emphasizing his commitment to prioritize the interest of the public over those of the party. Kaiku lamented the government's lack of proactive measures in addressing the persistent public unrest that has plagued Manipur for over 4 months. Next up, we have Mizoram. The state, taking a strong stand against the central government, rejected its directive to collect biometric and biographic data from Myanmar refugees who have sought refuge in the state following the Myanmar coup. The decision was taken during a meeting with the Council of Ministers on September 27, with the state deemed the exercise as discriminatory. Speaking to the media after the meeting, Information and Public Relations Minister Lalruat Kima stated, and I quote, "Collection of biometric and biographic data of Myanmar refugees will amount to discrimination against our own blood and kindred brothers and sisters." So the meeting of the Council of Ministers decided not to undertake the collection of the data of the refugees at this time. Is the state's decision going to have any impact on the Manipur situation and the upcoming assembly elections? You can watch our Decoded episode where we did an in-depth analysis of what made Mizoram take such a strong stand against the central government and what may happen in the aftermath. But that is not all though. The Central Young Mizo Association, or the CYMA, the state's leading non-governmental organization, has voiced its strong opposition to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Cleanliness Drive initiative, which was scheduled for today. The CYMA, while expressing respect and support for the Prime Minister's objective of dedicating an hour to a cleanliness drive under the banner Ek Tarikh, Ek Ghanta, Ek Saath, raised concern about the chosen date. In a statement, the CYMA emphasized that Sunday, that is October 1st, 2023, is a significant day for Christians in Mizoram. It is a day when the community attends church services and engages in worship. Therefore, CYMA views the selection of this date for the cleanliness drive as a sign of disrespect towards their holy day and religious practices. Boy, Mizoram is in full rebellion mode. What is your take on this? Do let us know in the comment section below. And oh, may I add, Mizoram is not the only state protesting on this issue at all. Amid public outcry against Prime Minister Narendra Modi's call for a mass cleanliness drive on October 1st, that is Sunday, Nagaland government responded by shifting it to a day before, that is September 30th. The past week also witnessed a 12-hour bandh called by Tripura's main opposition party, Tripura in the tribal areas of the state. The Tripura, which controls the Tripura Tribal Areas Autonomous District Council, had called the bandh on September 30th, demanding an early constitutional solution to the problems of the indigenous people. All offices, educational institutions and shops in the TTADC areas were closed while vehicles were off the roads, including the Assam-Agartala National Highway, as bandh supporters put up road blockades in several key locations. Hundreds of supporters and workers of Tripura took to the National Highway 8 to stage a protest. However, security forces soon reached the spot and cleared the blockade. Several protesters were also detained during the blockade. Train services were also affected while long-distance buses were off the roads. Meanwhile, in Agartala and other non-tribal areas of the state, shops, markets and offices remained open. Tripura founder Pradyut Manikya Debbarma, while calling for the bandh, had said that the motive is to put pressure on the centre for an early constitutional solution to the problems of the indigenous people. You can read this article through the link in the description, where Debbarma explains why Tripura needs a constitutional solution. Remember, in last week's episode, we mentioned 3 wushu players who were denied entry to China to participate in the ongoing Asian Games. We all know that the tension between India and China roots back to 1959, when India, under the leadership of then Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, granted asylum to the Dalai Lama. Amid the escalating tensions between the two countries, the revered Tibetan spiritual leader is scheduled to make a historic visit to Sikkim on October 11 and 12. Responding to a formal request from the Sikkim government, the Dalai Lama has agreed to address the public during a 2-day sermon session at the Paljo Stadium. On October 11, his discourse will centre around Gyaltse Tokme Sangpo's 37 practices of Bodhisattva. The following day, on October 12, he will bestow the Empowerment of Guru Padmasambhava, which comprises a collection of quintessential Guru Yoga practices associated with Guru Padmasambhava. While the Dalai Lama's office has officially confirmed a 2-day schedule for his highly anticipated visit, the Sikkim government has outlined a border itinerary spanning 5 days from October 10 to October 14. Sources indicate that the Dalai Lama will touch down in Sikkim on October 10, with details planned for October 13 and 14 to be unveiled at a later date. That is all we have for this week's EM recap. We will be back next week with another roundup. But before we leave, I want to request you to subscribe to EastMojo. You can visit our website and select the plan of your choice. We have also introduced a discounted package for students. Remember, your support will help keep EastMojo the way we have always been, independent and unbiased. Also, if you like our content, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. This will mean an awful lot to us. I am Kalyan Deb and thank you for joining us.